All right, it's time for the Bitter Birds to shoot their shots. Here's some background noise there. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know if that's my computer, but shooting guard rankings, 2016 NBA draft. Kyle Gaffner is here. I'm Adrian Fedque. I guess that went away. Was that you?
No, not me.
Oh, it must have been me then. Must have stopped. All right, well, thoughts, shooting guards, this year's class.
I think it's a lot stronger than our point guard class. It's upgraded a little bit more. It's closer to the small forward class. These, I think, are the two stronger points of this year's draft. I like a lot of guys coming out this year. We've got some really pizzazz, wow players, and then we've got some lockdown defenders coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this class is going to be between Buddy Hield and Jamal Murray. I think the consensus from the country, from everybody's probably Buddy Hield, but I like Jamal Murray better. So Jamal Murray, that is my number one guy on this list. So I guess I'll go first. He's super, super skilled. He's got some stop and start ability. He's good with the ball in his hands, so he can play off the ball and he can have the ball. He's great passer, great vision. He's a crafty kind of player because he's not like super athletic or anything. He doesn't have elite quickness or that explosiveness. He's going to beat you with his mind. So he's a lot like Andre Miller in that sense. I love his floater. He can shoot the ball. He's aggressive. I'm all about Jamal Murray. I love him.
I know you do. He is your second man crush to our a la Ben Simmons.
Yes, he is.
I'm with you, though, there, too. He's the consensus number one shooting guard for me, too. The kid is a complete stud. He top 3 pick, in my opinion. You said everything. He's not very overly athletic. He's stocky, but he's broad. So we'll be able to post up guys. Like to see a little bit more of that in his game. The dude can straight out shoot. I think he shot 38%, 40% from the three-point line. That's going to obviously convert over to the NBA game. When he tried out for the Celtics the other day, he hit 79 of 100 shots. So that could just show you the kid's got stroke. Yeah, he's very intelligent. He can pass the ball. He has got a low turnover rate. Love this kid. I hope the Sixers trade Okafor to get him, by the way.
Yeah, I want that. I do. I think, dude, I think Jamal Murray is every bit as good as valuable as, say, a Jalen Okafor. Obviously, you can't really compare him. One plays power forward / center. The other one's a shooting guard. So really can't compare him in that sense. But Jamal Murray is the real deal. And first time I ever watched him play, I'm like, dude, that's Ben Gordon. That's Ben Gordon out there. That jump shot, silky smooth game. I loved him. And yeah, I've been liking him ever since. Been on him the whole year. And he's clutch too. So, give me some Jamal Murray. I'm all about Jamal Murray all day, every day.
Who can drop buckets? He makes it rain out there from beyond the arc. Dude, yeah. Great shoot.
And the reason why I'm taking Jamal Murray over Buddy Hield, Buddy Hield, he's got a couple years on Jamal Murray. So here's what you kind of got to think about with that. If Jamal Murray would have stayed at Kentucky for another couple years, guess how many points he would have averaged by the time he was a junior or a senior? He would have been probably more than Buddy Hield. So Murray is an exceptional talent. And, he's my number one guy. And Buddy Hield, obviously, is my number 2 guy. Mm-hmm. He's the closest thing to Steph Curry in this class, even though Steph Curry has exceptional ball handling ability. Buddy Hield really doesn't. Buddy Hield's more of an off-the-ball type of player. But obviously, we all know about that shooting stroke. That guy's smooth as hell. Really quick release. He's okay. I think he's got to get better with his, attacking the rim. He's not really the best penetrator, but he's a good rebounder for a guard. He's got high basketball IQ, and the improvements as a shooter from the last couple years, to this year, it's incredible because he was the best shooter in the country last year.
Yeah, he was pretty nice, and he's kind of like a grease fire. He's kind of come on his last 2 years of college. He wasn't really known for his first 2 years, flashed out of the pan kind of deal. But Duke can straight shoot. I think he's got the best release in this class over Jamal Murray. Yeah, because it's just lightning quick. As you saw, the dude drop buckets all year long, except when it counted most against Villanova. But I think where he does get into trouble is when he does try to penetrate. If he's even double teamed, he's going to catch himself up. I think he'll have a lot of turnovers at that point. He's got to play off the ball. He's got to have a guy that's going to be able to pass it to him. He's got good size for a two-guard too, but he really has to work on driving, getting to the hole like that because he's stocky too. He could get there, kind of like a Klay Thompson coming out. He reminds me of. Klay couldn't drive to the hole at all. He really got hurt defensively too. So I'd like to see him work on those too. But he'll be a top pick as well. He'll be a top 5 pick because of his shooting ability and the way the league has gone.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I like the Klay Thompson comparison because of how quickly he releases the ball. Klay Thompson couldn't really drive coming out of college. So that's a really good comparison there. Now, number 3. You want me to go or you want to go?
You go.
All right. I don't know how I feel about taking this guy, number 3, but I'll go with it. I'm going to go with DeJounte Murray out of Washington. I'll say this. I'm not really that high on him, but at the same time, I have him at number 3. He's like projected to be like a top 10, top 15 pick sort of deal. Mm-hmm. He's got size for a guard. He gets to the basket pretty much at will. Very, very athletic kind of playmaker. Really good defender. He's a tough kid, even though he's kind of lean. But my thing with him is he's a turnover machine, and he's not the best shooter. I mean, obviously you can improve as a shooter, but my problem with him is his decision making. And a guy is so turnover prone. Sure, he was a freshman at Washington last year, but that concerns me a little bit. That tells me he's playing me ball a lot.
That's true. He could be trying to pad the stats, maybe. I think he could have done better if he went back to college for another year, either because it didn't really benefit. But a lot of these guys are one and dones nowadays. Yeah, because they want to get in and get the money. I like that though. He's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah. Who's your number 3?
I got Denzel Valentine. I think he's still going to play a 2-guard. He's very big. He also stayed 4 years, much like Buddy Hield. But he was a little bit more national because he was on, obviously, as we know, the Spartans.
Yep.
I wish he would have ran a little bit more. He's got a great IQ. He's big. He's good defensively, and the dude can shoot the ball. We've got a lot of shooting. He fits the bill for a shooting guard. He's got great release. He's tall. He can get over defenders. I like him. I think I'd like to see him post up a little bit more. I think he gets a little too shot happy at times. But he could even run the point at times as well. So,
yeah, he basically was the point guard at Michigan State last year. I'm putting him at the 3, so he'll be in my small forward rankings. I would take him over DeJounte. I would do that. Definitely.
Any day. I agree with you. I would do that any day too over DeJounte, just because the experience and the shooting ability.
Yeah,
he's smart with the ball.
All right, number 4. You're gonna go this time.
Oh, you're making me go. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brown. Love this.
I went him small forward too.
Do you?
Yeah, I went small forward with him too. But go ahead.
In this day and age, he could play small forward with the small ball. I think he fits better as a 2. He's a great defender. Freakish athletic. The kid could put on a show with his dunks. He's great on breakaways. He can steal. He can block. I would like to see him develop a little bit more of a shot. He shot very poorly behind the 3-point line this year. So I think he would have benefited by going back to school. He didn't. His teammate did, Ivan Rabb. Mm-hmm. But, he kind of reminds me of Stanley Johnson coming out. Like Stanley Johnson came out last year. Defensive stud, can lock down, defend the perimeter, can defend 1-2s and 3s because of his length. I'd like to see him work on that shot, though, but that can be taught.
Yeah, that point again. I hate when people say kid can't shoot. You can always improve your jumper in the NBA. So that's like the easiest thing to fix.
If you're dedicated.
Yes, that's the key word there. Dedication. Absolutely. All right, my number 4. Another guy I'm not crazy about, but I got him at number 4. This is a guy that can be very much a boomer bust, and that's Malachi Richardson of Syracuse. Athletic, versatile kid. He's a streaky shooter, really good athlete. He can put the ball on the floor. He gets to the basket. But a lot like DeJounte Murray, a lot of poor decision-making, a lot of poor shot selection. a little bit inconsistent. So those are my problems with him. But he's a boomer or bust. We'll see. I mean, yeah, that's my evaluation of him.
That is my number 5 as well. I really like the kid. I like what I saw later on through the year from him. He took cues all the way to the Final Four, for God's sakes, all because it was mostly him. He does sometimes play, like you had said, me ball. I like that description. That's funny. Looks like he wants to, do a lot of crazy street ball out there, a lot of showtime. He can shoot. He is a streaky shooter. And plus his workouts at the NBA Combine skyrocketed him. But he's got that potential to be a complete home run or that guy that could just put your franchise back 5 years. He's good. He's long, athletic, defensive, great on the break, but very, very streaky shooter. So that kind of worries me.
My number 5, I kept kind of tussling between Malik Beasley and Patrick McCall, but I went with Patrick McCall. He's from UNLV. This kid can defend. He's a really good defender. He can guard multiple positions on the floor. He can shoot the ball. He's versatile. Again, like I just said, defending multiple positions. He gets in the passing lanes. He's a pretty good ball handler. So with McCall, the reason why I picked him over Beasley, I kind of see less negatives and weaknesses in his game than Beasley. Mm-hmm. But Beasley, they're basically like 5A and 5B for me.
So they're pretty close.
Yeah. Even though I think Beasley's probably ranked a little higher in the mock drafts, but
Beasley's very nice. He's one of my guys that I think you should watch. The only problem with him, though, what's dropping him is that rod in his leg. So people are starting to think that's going to affect him later on down the road. Is that fully healed? I don't know. I mean, that was a huge injury for this kid. So I hope that it's strong enough and that doesn't affect his game. I mean, he's an athletic freak. I love Malik Beasley.
Yeah, he's another kid that can defend a lot of different positions, so he's versatile as well. This kid, his leaping ability is outstanding. I mean, this guy is very, very athletic, and he can shoot a little bit too. So I like him. So that's my number 5B, I guess, so to speak. All right, here's another kid. I didn't rank him in the top 5 because he's a Euro, but Furkan Korkmaz. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I've never seen highlights. I don't watch highlights, but this guy's probably a top 5 sort of shooting guard, but I'm not going to put a Euro kid in the top 5. The only top 5 Euro I'm going to put in my list is Bender, and that's it. So there you go with that. That's kind of my thought process with the Euros. You're not going to see Euros on my list, basically.
Me neither, because all we can really watch of him is of them is highlight film, and you can't make a good assessment off of just watching highlight film because it shows all their strengths.
Exactly. So it's like, you can't see weaknesses. It's not like I'm watching Euro basketball, the Euro League all the time, because I'm not. Nobody out there is. Like, if you say you do, you're a fucking liar. So there. Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know anybody that watches Euro ball.
Exactly. So I'm trying to think of some other guys.
DeAndre Bemby is another guy to watch at a St.
Yeah, I got him as a small forward too.
Oh man.
Yeah, Bembry is going to be in my top 5. I like Bembry a lot, actually.
I like him. He's like a nice facilitator. I like his shot selection. I think he could, he's one of those taller guys that can run the point even. I don't know if I could see him at a small forward, though. At 6'5", you think he's tall enough to be at the 3 spot?
I think he is. He's got, he's got the physicality to do it. So that's like Denzel Valentine's like 220, 210, 220. Bembry's like 210-ish, something like that. So that's why I kind of put them more small forwards than shooting guards.
Okay. I like the assessment. Any other guys that you think are going to jump up draft boards? Any surprises that have really skyrocketed them that maybe we haven't talked about? The main guys that you heard, like a Murray or a Hield?
Yeah, I'll throw some sleepers, but not really like huge sleepers. I don't know. Dude, you know who I liked in college? I like Sheldon McClellan a lot, Miami kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good little wing player. Another college kid I liked was Danielle House from Texas A&M, but like again, I don't really know how good this kid's going to project. Michael Benajay, I like him too. He's probably, if there's a guy to pick, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a really, really good defender in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he probably should have been in my top 5. Now that I think about it. He's my 5C. Michael Benajay is my 5C. I'll say that.
I like
Malcolm Brogdon is another kid, Virginia. Who else?
Caris LeVert, man. Talk about a guy that was supposed to go in the top 5 last year.
Oh, Caris LeVert, yeah. I've never been a big LeVert guy. I'm not huge on him. And then obviously now the injuries he's going to shoot down draft boards.
Oh, that killed him completely. I think that killed his potential. And he even went back to school because of the injuries to show it off. But then he ended up, he's like Glass Man out there.
Yeah. Daniel Hamilton is a guy I'm not really too high of either. I'm just trying to think of some names. Damian Lee, Louisville, he might be okay. Isaiah Whitehead, even though I think he played more point guard.
Yeah, he was like a two. He was like a 2 guard.
Yeah, Isaiah Cousins from Oklahoma. Who else? You got Marcus Georges Hunt of Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay. Let's see, who else?
How about AJ English bringing that Iona team?
He's a point guard.
Is he?
I put him as a point guard, but yeah, Iona. Yeah, I talked about him on the last show.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, my bad.
No, it's all good. Bryn Forbes, he's a pretty good shooter from Michigan State, but like again, how well is he really going to project at the NBA level? So you know what? I don't know. I'm sure there's some Euro kids that are pretty good.
Vanderbilt, the Vanderbilt kid.
Who's that?
What about Wade? Do you think the kid out of Vanderbilt's going to be anything special?
Well, I had him as a point guard too. He's okay. I mean, he's projected to be like a middle to late first round pick.
I think he should have went back to school again, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he is what he is. Let's see. I don't know. I can't really think of any other guy. Rod Baker, Wichita State.
Yeah, that's true. He's more like a shooting guard.
Wayne Selden. He might be okay.
I feel like he's more like a point.
Wayne Selden, point guard?
Yeah, I feel like he is. I think he's better suited at the point than at the shooting guard. Did he come out this year?
I think he's a shooting guard.
You think I don't even know if he's coming out this year.
No, he's a senior, I believe.
I thought he was a junior. He might be right.
I think he's a senior. I got a kid. Fresno State. I watched Fresno State a couple times this year. Marvell Harris. Pretty good player. I think he might be okay. VCU, Melvin Johnson. He's like a pretty good shooter. Another good shooter, Kellen Dunham at a Butler. But, all these names I'm kind of listing, I'm not too crazy about really any of them except for maybe Benajay.
So they're basically all going to be second-round selections, you believe? None of them that have put themselves that were, say, in the second round that have shot themselves up into the late first round or even mid-round?
The guy that I can see going in the first round is Malcolm Brogdon. I can see him going first round. And that's maybe it.
Okay.
So,
you see him more as a lockdown guy, kind of like Justin Anderson last year?
Yeah, Brogdon's going to defend. Brogdon can do a little bit of everything. But, again, like, I made the point last show about athleticism, and he's a kid, I don't know if he's athletic enough for the NBA, like, to be a really good player. He'll be maybe solid, but he might be like, it might be a solid player for, a bunch of years, but he's never going to be anything like great or anything.
Sean Marion type.
I wouldn't say Sean Marion. Maybe.
I thought you said he was very athletic. No.
No, Brogdon's not athletic.
Oh, you must have cut.
No. I said. No, what I was saying was I don't think he's athletic enough to be great. So that's what I see with Brogdon.
Oh, you must have cut out. I'm sorry. I thought you said he was very athletic.
No, Brogdon is not very athletic. No. He's like Andre Miller out there.
Oh, wow. So he's very stiff in the hips and everything. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. That's
well, if anything, those kids from Virginia know how to defend. So that's
for sure. Yeah. They're very good defenders. Yeah, definitely. I got nobody else. I can't think of any more names. But I listed like 20 of them. So
you listed a good amount of players right there.
yeah. So and none of them are really like that great. So and a couple guys you listed, I'm gonna have at small forward. So Denzel Valentine, Jalen Brown. You mentioned DeAndre Bembry's name. Mm-hmm. So those guys will be in my top 5. Fuck, I just
at another position.
Yeah. So I know you got to get up early. I know you got WIP in the morning. So any final thoughts before we get out of here?
It's a loaded class. I am excited to see what these kids do, and if we do make a play at these guys. It's a very loaded class. They're full of shooters. It's kind of the way the NBA is going nowadays. So you might see a Buddy Hield that's he's probably a top 10 pick. I wouldn't say he's a top 5, but he'll be projected or he'll be lunged into the top 5 just because of the sheer fact that he can shoot the lights out, which is kind of upsetting. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. You adapt with the league, and players get drafted above sometimes. But let's see if Buddy can convert it. Let's see if staying in school for 4 years is really going to help you out.
Before we get out, I thought of something. I saw a tweet from Bill Simmons today. Oh, he's such a Celtics homer. He's like, the Sixers should trade the number 1 pick to Boston for the 3, like basically their whole draft. They got like a bunch of picks. And I'm like,
no.
No,
absolutely not. We finally get the first pick. I'm not giving it away.
Yeah, we're just going to trade it. Get the fuck out of here, Bill. Just because you want Simmons. You fucker.
No, get out of here. There's just going to be – and I know they've tried to package because of that royalty of picks they got from the Nets.
Yeah.
Worst organization ever. Thank you for taking Billy King off our hands, guys, by the way. But no, I'm not trading this pick. We're going to take Simmons or Ingram, but most likely we're suiting up for Simmons. It seems like he's pretty excited to get here, and I'm excited to have him here too. But
you've accepted reality, Kyle.
I have. I'm fine with it, though. I'm completely fine. I like Simmons as a player. I really do. I'm excited to see him in the Sixers trade. He already picked his number out, 25. So there we go.
There it is. All right. We're out. That's Kyle Gaffner. I'm Adrian Fedke. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We had a double shot Friday today, 2 videos. So, yeah.
And who are your guys' top 5? Who do you think they would be? Did we get anything wrong? Is there anybody that you projected over?
Yeah.
Hey, leave your comments.
Yeah, let us know. Who's your top 5? Who's your sleeper? All that good stuff. If you think we're idiots, let us know.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
And would you trade the top pick and give Celtics the gift wrap? No. I want to hear about that if you have comments, guys.
I don't think anybody else is as dumb as Bill Simmons in our community. Well, I actually like Bill Simmons, but whenever he talks about the Celtics, I can't listen to him.
Nah, drown it out when we hear stuff like that. No Celtics talk. No.
Yeah, he's got like that book of basketball that he has, great fucking shit. But then like, dude, like his best NBA team ever is like the Boston Celtics. He overrates Celtics players, so that's his problem. But it's a really, really awesome book. And I enjoy Bill Simmons, but just stop it with the Celtics love. I mean, Jesus. It's just too much.
Enough of that. Philly all day, baby. Philly all day.
There you go. Yep, we're out. Later.